Crooked Anchor and the Pen of Peril. It was a warmish Tuesday at the Crooked Anchor, the kind of day where nothing should happen, and yet something always did. Brian was already seated at the bar, hunched over his Devon Gazette, eyebrows low and muttering with increasing agitation. Page 5's gone, again, straight from page 4 to a recipe for treacle oysters on page 6. He rifled further. No page 9 either, or 23. Where the hell's the crossword? David, mop in one hand and rolled-up menu in the other, was far too preoccupied to respond. He was engaged in a quiet war against a particularly persistent fly, which was currently using Brian's newspaper as a landing strip and Brian's knuckles as a rest stop. "There it is," David hissed, lunging with the menu. Brian didn't flinch. "That fly has a vendetta." "I think it's just lonely," David said, "or tactical." The fly buzzed lazily, then performed a perfect loop-the-loop before landing once again on Brian's hand with disrespectful elegance. David took another swing. Missed. Again. Pete sat by the window, entirely still, sipping his eternal pint, which in this rare moment had actually gone down by about a centimetre, likely due to evaporation. Then the door burst open. A man stood in the doorway, mid-40s, sweaty, out of breath. Wearing one sock and holding a small metal pen between his thumb and forefinger like it was a spider with opinions. I need help," he said. "I think this pen is an explosive." David lowered the menu. Brian blinked. "A pen?" "A pen," the man nodded. "Found it on a stile near Haggerty's Copse. There was a note next to it. Said, 'Highly unstable. Do not shake. Do not write shopping lists.'" "Sounds like a Monty Python prop," muttered Brian. David, ever the ray of unfiltered trust, stepped forward. "Are you sure it's dangerous? It looks like one of those fancy pens from the post office counter." "I'm not sure," the man barked. "That's the whole problem. I don't know if it's a bomb or a promotional item from the Dartmoor Tourism Board." He placed the pen on the bar with great care. "I don't want it, but whatever you do, don't touch it." And then he left, just turned and walked out, leaving behind a pub, a suspicious pen, and a growing sense of nervous curiosity. They all stared at it. Brian leaned slightly closer. "Looks ordinary." David peered. "Could be one of those multifunctional ones. You know, pen, stylus, USB, explosive charge." Pete sipped, and then the fly was back, and it landed with surgical precision right on the pen. Everyone froze. "Did it? Touch the clicky bit?" David whispered. Brian stared in horror. "I think it's sitting on it." They watched as the fly adjusted itself slightly. David's hands trembled. "Do I swat it? What if I swat it and it clicks the pen? What if it's the one keeping it from going off?" Brian stood slowly. "I knew today would end like this, not with a bang, but with a fly." The fly began to rub its legs together, as if deep in evil thought. Pete, who hadn't spoken all day, said quietly, "This is how pubs disappear." David dropped the menu and whispered, "It's been an honour." And then, just as the panic reached its peak, the fly lifted off, buzzed once around the cardboard fireplace, looped past Pete, and zipped out the open window into the sunny Devon afternoon. The pen didn't move. No explosions, no tremors, not even a flash. They all exhaled at once. Brian sat back down, probably just a pen. David reached out. "I'll take it out back, just in case." He picked it up gingerly, winced, nothing. "Well," he said, "maybe we overreacted." And just then, Clifford burst in from the kitchen, wearing goggles and oven mitts, holding a tray. "Anyone want to try my gunpowder trifle?" David dropped the pen. Brian leapt off his stool. Pete, for once, drank deeply from his pint. And outside, the fly watched it all unfold, with the smug satisfaction of a creature that had once again nearly ended the world.